nitty gritty, bleeding purple my city. Don't score with the Steelers, no enemy. Ozen some Hennessy, catch us out stomping the yard. Cannon yards, my foot McHenry. See, it's nitty gritty, Nick and Keith gon' get litty. 2 times a week, giving keys to the city. Tune and get with me. I got that, seeing the game little differently.
Welcome back, episode 444, Nitty Gritty Sports Talk Radio Show. I go by the name of Roscoe English, and of course I'm here with the flock. Got my guy Keys, Mason Rudolph's manager. What's up, man?
What's going on? How y'all feeling out there?
My man. My guy, Nick. What's up, man?
Y'all got a wide receiver too, Skull?
Just wait. Keith PJ, last but not least, my brother.
I like how you got the O's hat on, like it wasn't no big news out of Pitt this weekend.
I'm gonna wear a George Pickens hat.
A shirt?
Dan Marino, Mike Vick, Joe Burrows, Kenny Pickett.
Here you go talking about Kenny Pickett. Kenny
Y'all
Pickett
tell me the outline.
y'all love Kenny Pickett more than me. Y'all stay talking about it.
No, that's not true.
Not episode 220, we don't. Not
220.
episode 220, we don't.
Let the record show.
What episode is this?
444. He's talking about 220. He talking about 220.
Those were your words, not mine.
Don't make me find that Sammy Watkins. I swear to God, y'all was like Kevin Garnett when they won the fucking championship.
There's no statute. There's no statute of limitations, Sco. There's no statute of limitations.
All right, cool. I'm a fine. All right, Hollywood in the drive.
But we're not talking about them though. What you talking about? We're not saying nothing about.
I wasn't talking about Kenny. Y'all was. Right?
Hey, man, listen. Mason Rudolph and Roman Wilson will do this to you.
The narrative could go both ways. The narrative
Mason is relevant right now. That's the only reason why.
No, he's not.
That's just started.
He's just starting quarterback right now. What you mean? He's relevant.
Oh, what does that means? He's relevant?
Yeah.
Do y'all want to be relevant, Skull? I thought y'all never had a
if we was talking, if Josh Johnson was our quarterback, I guarantee you'd be talking about Josh Johnson.
And y'all would be like, "Yo, it's Josh Johnson. What are we talking about?"
No, I would ask for a leave of absence.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would. Because when Josh Johnson was the quarterback, y'all tried to wipe that whole season out. Like, yo, come on, it wasn't even Lamar. What are we talking about?
And I'm saying you was talking about. Man, get to the show, man. Just accept that Mason is your quarterback.
I didn't start it. I never started.
Yo, you gotta take this over Omar, yo. You can take this over Omar, yo. What we do?
The man next to me started this. I wasn't even gonna talk about Omar. I was gonna talk not now at least. I was gonna start with the O's.
I mean, that
ain't too much better, Skull.
Yeah,
you got Mason, you got the O's. I mean, goddamn.
Mason might be better than the O's.
Maybe.
Hell no.
Mason might be better than the O's. Go ahead hit the music, Keith.
Hey, flipping a bird is a word. I'm flipping a bird is a word. I'm flipping that bird, that police and nerds. I think I was hide the back.
All right, since we last spoke, Orioles have won 4 of their last 13 games, including last night's game against the A's. That was a win, but that also includes a sweep by the Twins, the lowly Twins. You heard it here first. This year was going to be rough. Nobody could predict this rough this early on. It doesn't look like it's getting any better. Added to that,
not at all.
We did trade for Luis Castillo, y'all.
Which one?
F.
I didn't even know an F existed.
They had to put the F to let you know that he ain't him.
The only F I know is Weezy F Baby. I didn't know there was a Luis F Castillo.
No, you got when you say F, when you say Luis Castillo, you better say the F.
F stands for fucking kidding me. Like, what are we doing?
It's a lot to talk about. Unfortunately, not a lot of it's good. If you want to start with love, again, I just want to salute Matt Holliday for Jackson Holliday's. I'm not going to say resurgence, but it's looking like he's figuring it out. My only issue with this is that we have 3 hitting coaches that couldn't figure that out. Yeah. Matt Holliday at home had to see him on TV and say, yo, your bat's kind of flat. Why don't you just put your hands up a little bit? 3 hitting coaches that get paid to make those kind of observations and adjustments couldn't see that. It's bad.
Given their track record, we shouldn't have expected them to be able to do that. I mean, they were fired from previous places. I know the main one, his previous 2 stops, he was fired in last 2 years. OPS was ranking 22nd and 26th in Major League Baseball. So it's not like he came with a a laundry list of success that he could point to as, hey, take my approach and this is how it's gonna end up for you. Like, nah, like
what's funny about
teams were struggling with these guys, and we brought them in as they were the magical elixirs.
You know what's funny about that is that his last team, Seattle, is now one of the top scoring teams in the league. Year after he leaves.
Yo, I have a theory that, like, if an Adley were to leave or Heston were to leave, you can go down the list. If some of these people were to switch organizations, I have a strong feeling that their bats would show to be the bats that many people think their bats are. It's not a coincidence that everyone is struggling except for Jackson, who has Matt Holliday.
Yes.
And Gunnar, who, has some years behind him. And Gunnar, I think, is just a generational type player.
Yeah, I agree. Although Adley being the number 1 pick, I don't think his struggles should be solely on a hitting coach. Like, you should be able to figure that out given your track record and your pedigree. But I think you're right. I think if he went to the Diamondbacks today, he would be hitting 300, 20 home runs, 80 plus RBIs. I can't speak to his catching. I just think his catching is his catching. And that's another topic for another day. But as far as his back goes, you going on almost a calendar year of struggles.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at the Orioles record, you look at a run differential, and you look at the pitching and see that it's not going to get better. There's only 3 teams in the American. Well, in baseball, there's only 3 teams worse. The Pirates, they just fired their coach. The White Sox, I think they if you was betting before the season on win totals, they had the lowest one that you could pick. They was only supposed to win like 25 games. And then you got the Rockies. The Rockies, they suck every year. So it's just a sad state of affairs for the Orioles. I mean, you got a team like the Athletic. They don't even have a name. Like they better than the Orioles.
Or City.
They have a home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you look their name, they just the Athletics. No nothing. No Sacramento. No Oakland. No Las Vegas. And they playing better baseball. They can throw out 2 or 3 starters out there. They can. That's gonna give them a chance to win. It seemed like when the Orioles playing, the only time that you maybe think the Orioles got a chance to win is when Sagano's pitching. That's it. Any other time, you can mark it down as probably an L. Or the bullpen will let them come back. It just it's a bad. When the bats are going this bad and the pitching is going this bad and Hyde is hot. When all them things mix together, how they are now, the Orioles they're going to be bad. I don't see. There's no light at the end of this tunnel. You can say maybe when the pitchers come back, who knows how effective they're going to be. You can say when Colton Cowles will come back, who is going to probably take him once even when he get back, he still got to get adjusted and get back up to speed. So it's sad. I mean, it's like you taking all this talent and now you have a wasted season because it's not going to get any better than this. It's really not. There is not something just going to get hot and run off 6, 7 wins. You can't do that with this type of pitcher. So it's not going to happen. So I know all my optimistic Orioles fans out there. No, it's going to get better when they get hot. No, this is probably going to finish one of the 5 worst teams in baseball this year. It's just that's what it is. I think they need to come to the reality sooner than later, so we can figure out if we move these pitchers, maybe plan for the future a little bit. Because like I said, we've been doing this rebuild and it's not getting better. It's just not. It's taking a turn for worse right now.
Yeah. If you just look at the pace that we're on, I mean, we'd have to play lights out to get to the amount of wins that we had last season. I'm talking about we'd have to be otherworldly for the rest of the season for us to even match last year's output as far as wins. So realistically speaking, this season is probably cooked. Now, mind you, there were teams, what was it, the Astros last year that started off pretty bad and were able to get hot and make the playoffs. I don't think we have that opportunity here. Our starting rotation is too mangled. And I've said it for a few shows now. The Kyle Bradish situation was just malpractice as far as roster management. We could have had him back by now. What is it? Mid-May. mid-May, early June. If he would have got surgery immediately once they found out that he had a tear in his elbow in spring training, we would have had him back by now, and we could have been using him as opposed to throwing him out there as a ticking time bomb, knowing that his elbow is already torn, and it's only a matter of a time before a partial becomes a full when you're throwing 95 miles per hour. Grayson Rodriguez, the lat strain, that's a chronic injury. He keeps having those particular injuries. So it might behoove us to try to get it surgically repaired so it doesn't remain to be chronic, right? Happening over and over and over. But we trying the rest and rehab route for a fourth time now. We'll see if it has different results on the third or fourth time. I doubt it, but that's how it goes here in Baltimore. Putting our chips into Tyler Wells. I like Tyler Wells, but Tyler Wells was never that guy, right? Like he was never like a 1, 2, or 3, right? He was good rotation depth, a guy you can use in long relief, a guy that can come in as a 4th or 5th starter and give you 5 to 6 innings most nights. And these are the guys we're not even talking about top of the top. Right, we're talking about guys that in some rotations would be 2, 3, 4s. We're praying for Zach Eflin to come back, and he's a 3 or 4 in most playoff rotations. Right, he's our ace. Right, it's unbelievable. Sugano, we literally have our faith in a 35-year-old Japanese rookie, and I'm not saying that to play him. I'm just saying, like, damn, the word is on his shoulders. He got to come into an entire new league and be our ace and be the guy that got to hold it down every 5 stars. That's crazy. And then just look around. Yes, the young talent that we've been able to stockpile, so to speak. What infrastructure do we have around them, right? So the whole organization is analytics based and has a particular approach for hitting and an analytics based approach to hitting and the approach that these hitters are taking. And don't look like these approaches are working or these approaches are good for these hitters. Like they are consensus top players. It's not just our opinion, right? Like Adley, Kobe, Jackson, Gunner, you go down the line. These guys, Heston, these guys were top 100 guys, top 10 guys in some instances. And to see them have consistent struggles, to see them not pop, like as other top prospects have popped, it tells me their approach is bad. When I see Kobe Mayo ripping the ball left and right, all parts of the field in AAA, and he comes to the major leagues and cannot hit a ball.
Looks lost.
It's the approach that they're teaching these guys, because I guarantee you trade some of these guys, they'll be Kyle Stowers and Connor Norby real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it. We're witnessing it. You know what I mean? Like Kyle Stowers wasn't that good for us. Neither was Norby, but they're going to a different team, different approaches, different coaches, different perspectives, smacking the cover off the ball now. So it starts with Elias. Can't draft a pitcher, don't want to buy a pitcher. He can draft hitters. He can grab those type of organizational prospects in depth. But then when we talk about cultivating them, I don't know if we're cultivating them correctly. It's a shame. I was going to mention this too, Sko. It's a shame that Matt Holliday gonna be like, whoa. I gotta take control of my son's career because you niggas are wild.
I don't think people understand how crazy that is. Like
my son not going to be a bust. I don't know about y'all, Kobe. I'm sorry, but I don't know about y'all. My son not going to be a bust.
Just sitting at home, your swing is off. And ever since that conversation, bro was literally hitting like 330. He's hitting 330 looking like the number 1 pick that everyone thought he would be. The thing that's so frustrating about Kobe Mayo is we might have ruined him to the point that we're stuck with him. I wouldn't want to trade for him if I'm another team.
And we insist on him being a third baseman when we know damn well he's not a major league third baseman. If you don't stick him in right field or first base.
I said it 2 years ago. Like, he ain't a third baseman, You need to get him.
And to maximize his potential, you're trying to sell him as a third baseman. People like, I don't think. And
you already have, a decent with Vesper. You already got people that can play the position there, so you don't need to force it. That's why it goes back to our conversation before about the Tyler O'Neill. Like, you didn't need to sign him. You had players that you can probably plug in and probably try to develop. But to your point, they don't know how to develop. They're not developing correctly. There's no reason why. And like you said, Sko, he's bringing them up for a couple games, sending them back down, and bringing them up for a couple. Like that's not doing anything for anybody confidence. Like keep him up here. Let him struggle. Like we've been saying for the last 3 years, keep him up here and let him struggle. He's not gonna get better unless he keeps saying major league pitching. And you change the approach. But there's no reason why Kobe Mayo should. The Orioles are 14 or whatever, 13 or whatever. There's no reason why Kobe Mayo shouldn't be in his lineup every single day and learn.
Not playing for a pennant at this point.
Yeah, they suck. Like put your players in there, let them learn.
and for Kobe, especially, he came into the season frustrated because he had a decent spring. He felt like, yo, I've been in this organization for what, 3-4 years now, on the Kyle Stowers trajectory. Like, all right, yo, if I can't fit in here, get rid of me or keep me up in the major leagues. And after 2-3 starts, they sent him right back down.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a right field arm. He has an arm, but he's booting 1 out of every 4 plays hit to him. That's not major league level third baseman. Like, and he can't at this point. He's not even the hitter. Let's say Rafael Devers is. I don't know
to justify DHing.
I mean, because he's probably just thinking about the era that he just kicked around when he's coming to bat, or he's probably thinking like, damn, I'm gonna go back to AAA tomorrow. Like, it's
or thinking about what the hitting coach has said in film studies, saying the approach he needs to take, and it's just totally wacky.
Yeah,
and he's trying to listen to coaching and be coachable, and the same things that we're telling Kobe, we're telling Adley, and we're telling all these other guys, and they're just looking lost.
Another guy
it's like Markel Fultz. I mean, he came out of college, he could shoot, and then he get with a coach, and now he got the yips. He can't even hit a 4-footer. Like,
that's a good one.
Getting your head.
Mountcastle. I mean, the only thing that's saving him is he has a gold glove.
And that says a lot. The people that we talking about, the young players, they're not producing, but the players that were producing are no longer producing. So that it goes along. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, Mullins is not producing the way, like you said, Gunnar, he's only doing what he's doing because he's just that nice. Mountcastle, like these guys are not this the same players we saw 2-3 years ago, dog. Where are the skills? Like, they got zapped of their powers in 3 years.
Yeah. Approach. Another issue is when we do get guys on base, good teams hit with runners in scoring position. We seem to forgot how to do that. And when we have guys in scoring position, hey, Jackson, lay down the sack bunt. Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing, man. There's no reason why Jackson should still be at the bottom of that lineup consistently. He needs to be at the top. Like, it's time to start playing your young guys. Like, it's time to get them in there. And if they're gonna lose, you lose with them. At least we know they saying major league pitching, and they getting the experience they need. But this keep on trying to throw out this lineup where you switching the leadoff hitter and you still trying to play the matchups. It's time to give it up. It's done. Yeah. Like, it's done.
And then you got these top guys in their platoon members. Like, they not even full time. They're not learning to fail and learning to adjust, putting things on tape so you can watch it and see, that's what I did wrong, or I can tweak that right there. I think if from a half second quicker here, I can get this ball out. We don't even put them in the position to do that. And I'm reading now, before yesterday's game, the Orioles would need to go 77-49 to get to the 90 wins we won last year. You think this team can go 77-49 with Charlie Morton and Kyle Gibson?
They're not even gonna get the 77 wins.
I doubt.
They gonna win like 60 games, probably 65 games. They're not getting 70 wins. That's crazy.
Like, from a gambling perspective, dog. Anytime Charlie Morton is pitching, the opposing team pick at least 2 people for a home run. It's a lot.
And the other team money line.
It's a lot.
For real.
I know.
No, for real. Like, and that's my last. That's how I know it's bad, because I never bet against the Ravens or Orioles. I'm definitely betting against the Orioles this year. That's how bad. That's how bad is it. That's how bad it. Like, if I see them playing Aaron Judge, man, get what?
Money is the motivation.
Exactly.
That's where the money is.
Aaron Judge 2 home runs.
Yeah, I just won't bet. Like, if I know there's a bad matchup, I just wouldn't bet in the pet. Now, no, give me the other team. I need the other team. I need
to Nick's point about approach, you got a guy like Heston who some of his at bats look like you're playing high, the MLB The Show. You ever play MLB The Show high? Allegedly, I have. You swing at everything. You swing at everything. Even the ones that the game won't let you swing, you still hit that. You still hit that button. I want to swing at that. Yo, he's swinging at pitches that are in the left-hander's batting box. You know why? Yo, I gotta hit a home run. That's what they're telling him. Home run, home run. He's swinging for the fences every time. 0-2 count and approaches where, hey, why don't you choke up a little bit, shorten your swing, just put the ball in play. Stuff that they teach you in high school. Like they're not doing that. It's High's not going to make it past the All-Star break. Whoever they have replace him is only going to be a disciple of him and the analytical approach. It needs to be a restart button hit.
Now, so listen, Big Rube, if he's serious about being a winning Orioles owner,
He's just rude right now, yeah.
Yeah, he's Rue right now, and he's private equity firm Rue right now. Is this a lick, or is he the guy he presented himself to be? Because when you attach to private equity, it tells me that you just trying to get, you trying to turn 2 to 4. And believe me, I ain't mad at you, homie. But a lot of us fans take this shit serious. So you got the bobbleheads and all that shit, but I don't be seeing the bobblehead. I don't be seeing that type of fervor when it comes to making moves. And as an owner, I understand that we always like to sit there and act like the GM has the purse. Mm-hmm. Y'all know how businesses work. Mm-hmm. If I own the business and I say I want something, I'm going to get what I want, right? Mm-hmm. So if he were to say, I want better pitching because we're 0-5 in the playoffs,
you don't go get Luis Castillo.
My G, you don't go get Charlie Martin with $15 million of my money.
No.
If we're a small market and we already counting every dollar and every penny, you ain't about to use $15 million of my hard-earned money to go get Charlie Martin, unless this was about flipping dollars and just getting some butts in the seats and not really caring if we win or lose. Because, to have a 5.43, and this was before yesterday's game, to have a 5.43 ERA, among the worst in the Major League Baseball, a year after playoff run, a year after 2 straight years in the playoffs. And mind you, we've been on a decline, right? So we had 101 wins, and we had 90, right? 93. Yeah. And since All-Star break, we've been a 500 or below team, so to speak. So we've had 3 opportunities. We had All-Star break last year. We had the off season. Mm-hmm. And we have right now as we see the bullshit occurring.
Orioles so bad that I was watching the basketball. Stan Van Gundy was like, "Yeah, the Orioles the most disappointing team in baseball." I said, "We didn't made it to the NBA telecast." Like, this is crazy.
And then stadium renovations. So what?
I mean, the condiment race is live now. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I don't care about Glizzy.
We got to file out a menu.
I don't care about Glizzy that much.
We got to file out a menu. I mean, this team sucks. We right back to where we were. We right back to where we were.
Yo, when you said the bottom 4 teams, that's what we're used to in our lifetime. Those teams, outside of a couple years where the White Sox are good, those teams are always at the bottom. It's just like yesteryear.
We could have beaten the White Sox offer for Garrett Crochet, Dylan Cease, Tariq Skubal.
What did Blake Snell get?
We could have done better developing. There you go. We could have done better developing pitching prospects or putting more into getting prospects as opposed to having 6 people in the minor, 6 people in right field that are viable. You get what I'm saying? I'm just being facetious right now, but we like to load up on positions that we already have. And that is not the greatest type of roster building if you're not going to trade the excess. Yeah. If you're going to just stockpile and not, mix and match, you're doing it all wrong.
We got lucky with Cano. We got lucky with Batista. Teams don't usually throw those guys in trades. You get Cade Povich, who in theory has decent pitching bag, but location. And we can't coach him because he's not a power pitcher. Finesse pitcher, you got to hit your spots. He can't hit the spot. Yo, you can't throw an 80-mile-an-hour curveball over the middle of the plate, my G. They're going to send that to the second deck every time. In every game, he's guaranteed 1 inning. with the levee breaks.
And it's not like he's a hard throw. My thing is, we be putting our chips in the basket with these soft tossing folks.
Yep, always have too. Outside of Daniel Cabrera, who was a bum, Cindy
And
Ponce,
if they can throw with high velocity, they can't control. It's like one or the other.
Major left, major right. We can't get in the middle.
Let's go. John Means, bless his injured soul, but John Means didn't want much in the offseason. He's pitching all right for the what is he on? What's he?
Guardians, I think.
Yeah, with the Guardians. He got a ERA less than 2. Listen, he didn't want much. We could have just threw him a little something 1 year deal. If you get hurt, it's not going to bother us. We gave Charlie Morton 15.
Yeah, we chose Perez over Danny Colon. Danny Colon don't even have an ERA. He don't even have an ERA. He pitches almost every game, and he don't even have an ERA. That lets you know
earned run average. We don't give up earned runs over here.
Bad decision.
Our bullpen is ass.
Yeah, it is, and it's gonna continue to be a 2-pack of ass because we have to use them early in games every day.
You can't be bad. You can't be bad. Either you got to be able to, buy wins, buy your team, like the Mets, the Yankees, or you got to be able to develop. Like you got to be able to develop like the Royals or the Tigers. You can't suck at both. You can't not spend money and develop. Then you're gonna be in the position you're in now. You got to choose your lane. So they either got to start buying, which we know it's not going to happen, or they got to fire these coaches and get better coaches in there. And to your point, change the approach and change what we're doing because you can't suck at both.
Yeah, you can't. Pause. Real quick before we move off baseball, I just want to get y'all opinion on. I mentioned him earlier, Rafael Devers. So before the season started, they signed Alex Bregman.
Mm-hmm.
If you pay attention to the game, Rafael Devers is not a good third baseman, but he is one of the best hitters in the American League, maybe the whole league. And they told him, yo, dog, keep your glove in your locker. He was pissed off, started off struggling early because he's used to playing the field, couldn't get in the rhythm. He did get in that rhythm. Their first baseman, Tristan Casas, blows his knee out. Hey, yo, dog, Rafael Devers, I need you to play first base.
Come on down to first, Devers.
He said, no, y'all got me fucked up. And it's a big debate whether he's right because they told him to keep that glove in the locker, or is he a bad teammate? I just wanted to get y'all opinion on that real quick. We ain't got to spend a lot of time on it, but he is getting paid $300 million also.
300 M's, I vote bad teammate.
Yeah, I see what they're saying, but if you tell me something, that's what you need to stand by, and that's how I feel. Like I get that they injured, I get, but it's the Red Sox, and like you said, like go get somebody. Basically, his point is, so if somebody get hurt in right field, now you're gonna send me to right field. Somebody get hurt in left field, somebody get hurt, you're gonna send me to left field. Somebody get hurt here, and that's not what he he's feel like how he feel. Y'all pay me $300 million, I'm a superstar. Other superstars will get asked to do this. I'm not a utility player, and that's how he's looking at it. He's looking at it. You're not paying me as a utility player. Don't try to make me do it.
Shit, nigga, I'm paying you to do everything for $300 million. Nigga, if I ask you to wipe these floors,
I want
$300 million.
I mean, he had an issue with Bregman when they signed Bregman early this year, right?
Your big issue, because
he wanted to stay at
third. But Alex Bregman,
he conceded that. Like, all right, bet I'll play DH, and now
you want to win.
I don't even think he cared.
Are you sticking it to your organization or are you sticking it to your teammates? Because your teammates is looking at you like, yo, we kind of need a glove, my G. Can you just?
But to that point, Nick, he's never played first base in his life. Like he's never took a rep at first. He's never. So
that's
like,
who else had. So guess who else didn't?
Who?
Do they want Kobe Mayo?
Bryce Harper.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, well that's two different players, though. I think Bryson Devers is two different types.
Now, granted, Bryce Harper was drafted as a catcher, went to the outfield, then went to the infield. Right. Clearly, he's a baseball player. But
there you go, Sko. He's a baseball player. That's as simple as that.
Yeah, he's
but I just don't. Like I said, I get it. Like,
grab your glove.
We could talk about it. Like, if you want me to move one time, cool. But I ain't gonna keep on moving around because people get hurt. Like this ain't about to just use me like I'm somebody. Just I'm making $300 million. Put some respect on my name. Like
I'm 70-30 bad team.
Won't get another contract.
So who DHing right now for him?
He is. He still is.
He is.
No.
So I mean, why they need to move him to first? Then I mean, just keep him.
Tristan Casas tore his knee out. Yeah, Casas tore his knee out. So I guess they.
I mean, I'm if you get paid $300 million, go play first base. Then I mean, it's baseball. Like you can't learn to play first in the.
Yeah, his thing is like, but he go to first, he failed at first, then what? Like it's like now they looking at
300 million if you fail.
Got 300 M's in them pockets.
Yeah,
Baseball money guaranteed.
but he's still playing for that next contract. And if he was already struggling.
If he failed at first, as long as that bat's still popping for
that's
Devers,
what I'm saying. But if you go to, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's going to be able to excel because he's going to be too busy where to play in the field. His back going to go,
Devil's advocate. One could say bat is a viable possibility, and I agree with you, Keys. The flip side would be teams looking at this situation and seeing him being somewhat selfish and then saying, well, you're so adamant about not playing the field. I damn sure ain't going to throw you any money on your next contract, regardless of that bat. We're going to pay you like the DH bat you are. And not the 300 million. Because when you start talking about multiple hundreds of millions of dollars, we're talking about game-changing superstars. We're not talking about Tyler O'Neill's no more. You know what I mean? Ryan McCastles. We're talking about real guys. And if I'm giving you that type of money, you shouldn't even have a fear to fail. Right. Like,
right. No, I agree. My thing is how, and I'm just looking at it from Devers' perspective. I understand the team started like, I'm paying you this money. You need to do what I tell you to do. I get that. I'm looking at from his perspective, like he's looking at like, you pay me $300 million to be a superstar. What other superstar is being asked to change positions because somebody got hurt? I just don't. That's how he's looking at it, and it's not a lot. Like you can name the Bryce Harpers, but it's probably 1, 2, or 3 that's actually going to change positions in the middle of the season. I can see if he comes in the middle. I can see. All right, we talk about in spring training, he get hurt.
A lot of other teams ain't got Bregman at third.
How about Keys?
Yo,
how many superstars have to have somebody get signed because you can't play the field at the position I paid you to play?
No, I mean I agree with that.
If he was better, Alex Bregman's not even a Red Sox.
Yeah, I mean, I think the plan along, like saying the plan along should have been, come to you beforehand, whatever, move the DH. I think the Red Sox going about it wrong.
Yeah, they definitely are.
I think they're going about it wrong just because now should he take his ass over to first base? I mean, if for the betterment of the team, but at the same time, like you said, I get it. Like he never played one lick of first base. Like, well, y'all want me to say the way I never played before. But at the same time, 300 million, you should be able to go there and learn. But yeah, I get both perspectives. I get the team, but I also understand like I'm a superstar. Don't keep asking me to do things.
But in baseball terms, is first base the hardest position even? Like,
no.
Like I mean, it's pretty routine to play first.
But it's like, I
don't feel like they're going to go ask him to play the outfield or the middle infield with a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, but it's on a lesser level. It's like to the Luka narrative. Like it's like, all right, you pay me this money. Don't ask me to play defense. Like get somebody else to do it. Like it's like the same thing. Like get somebody else to do it. Like don't keep on asking me to do. I'm the superstar. You pay me this money. Like I'm going to let somebody get some rim protectors because I'm not doing this. Like this is what y'all pay me for. Y'all don't pay me for this.
As a baseball player, I've seen Fernando Tatis play shortstop and play right field, left field, center field. Jose
his attitude definitely got to do with it. Devers got a bad attitude.
That's the thing.
He definitely got a bad attitude.
In basketball, we've seen guys like, you know what I'm here for.
Thing. He already mad because of that.
Yeah, but in baseball, we've seen guys just, hey, Aaron Judge went to center field. He wasn't.
Could you imagine Magic Johnson say, "Nigga, y'all ain't driving me as a center. I ain't playing center in this championship
in this finals series."
Yeah, man, I'm playing point guard. Y'all driving me as a guard. I ain't what replace Kareem. What?
Miguel Cabrera was a third baseman, went to first. Albert Pujols was a left fielder, went to first. Like we've seen guys that are better than him. I'm talking about Miggy and Albert Pujols, two of the best hitters of our generation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I no. Listen, I'm not.
I hear these. I hear.
Yeah. I just don't think as a just because the team wants you, you're an athlete, they paying you this money. You set at a certain position, they tell you a certain thing. Like just because a team tell you need to change position, or don't mean you have to go along with it, agree with it. Like it might be for the betterment of the team. It's the same thing if you draft a quarterback and they say, okay, we want you to play wide receiver. Like hell no. Like I don't want to do that. Like I want to play. I want to play the position I want to play. Like you
pay me like Justin Jefferson. I'm out.
Yeah, listen. And I'm just thinking. But listen, if I was Rafael Devers, I'm getting the big mitt and I'm going first. I
wonder what his teammates are saying though. Fuck the organization.
Yeah.
What is the teammates? If his teammates are saying, "Yo, we with you, we'll hold it down." I side with Raphael, but if they looking at him crazy and like, yo, we need you over there, and you being a little selfish, I gotta look at him and his pay raise. I mean, his pay at him and his pay status. If
Mm.
they're looking at you crazy, I got to look at him crazy. But I don't know.
The last point on this.
It's Boston. I know how they looking at him.
Whoa,
Nomar would have played.
I know how the fans are looking at him outside.
Nomar,
I don't know how the team. I know how the fans are looking at him.
But the fans for sure.
Yeah,
look,
I know how the
when Le'Veon Bell was holding out, you know what the offensive lineman was saying? Yo, for the money that you getting, yo, if you don't get to work, so it could be that. Because a lot of them was like, yo, dog, Le'Veon, you getting paid way more money than us. You can pay way more money.
But also a lot of people were saying, like, give him his money also. Like, don't come to play. Don't come to play.
That line was like, yo, we doing all this for you for nothing. Like,
could you imagine in a blowout where you got to bring position players to pitch and a position player because you don't want to use up all your arms and you got to think about the next day. Nigga, I ain't never pitched before. I ain't pitching. Fuck y'all.
I'm telling
you can't do that to your teammate.
Like, nah.
Yeah, oh yeah, but Devers, even before now, Devers always been a horrible teammate. Before now, like that I think that's on his jacket.
And then they decided to give him that bread, so that's their problem.
It was a hot thing when he was talking about his contract, whether they should give him the contract or whether they should pay him all his money because they was going to trade Devers.
He wasn't on board. Yeah, a lot of them wasn't on board with that $300 million. So that's why they are approaching him like this because, yo, we didn't even want to pay you that money.
Yeah,
we didn't even want to pay you that $300 million. And to me, you gotta be, as far as DHs are concerned, he ain't David Ortiz, Edgar Martinez.
No, especially where he started the season, he was trash.
So go get your glove, champ. Let's go to the first commercial break. Nitty Gritty.
When I want some sports news, Nitty Gritty is definitely who I'm tuning into, man. They show up each week with that uncut, that raw, that unfiltered sports news.
They say the things that everyone else wishes that they can say, but they can't.
Every Tuesday and Saturday, I am locked into my favorite sports show, Nitty Gritty.
Nitty Gritty, the best show out right now. Tune in and listen, stupid.
So both of our respective favorite football teams made some major transactions over the last week. I'll go first because mine is probably more surprising than y'all transaction. Steelers trade George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys for a 3rd round pick, swap 6th and 7th round picks in 2027. Let me just say this first. I really wanted to see DK and GP for at least 1 year, and I knew it was only going to be 1 year because, I mean, the man wants his money. But still, I still wanted to see just 1 year of chaos and
you told us they can pay both of them. We got
the money. We had the money to pay both. But when Mike Tomlin don't want you, Mike Tomlin don't want you. And it seems to be that was the story here. He was the one that wanted this to go through. Wasn't really Rooney. Wasn't really Omar Khan. It was Mike Tomlin. And as of recently, reports come out to say, yo, it was worse than what you think. If you thought it was bad on the surface of him in the locker room, it was worse. And there's precedent. I don't know if y'all remember his last game. There's precedent if you lay an egg in your last game and it's already attitude issues.
His last game is the playoff game, right? Against us?
No, regular season.
Okay.
The regular season where he had all those drops. The week before Christmas, he was late. If you remember Deontay Johnson's last game where he quit, I think it was an interception or a fumble. He just said, fuck it, I'm not running. Antonio Brown didn't even show up for his last game. So it's a precedent. If you quit that last game and it's already some static, Mike Tomlin's going to get rid of you. So it was a dream of all fans, me included, to see GP and DK for at least 1 year. But given the history, it just seemed like in Tomlin's mind, we was never going to get to that point. And they tried to trade him during the draft, and you get reports of teams laughing. I don't know how true that is, but it's not good if teams are laughing at the thought of acquiring you.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think
that's bad, man.
Well, like I said, we all on record to say that draft. It was, as far as talent wise, it was one of the steal of the drafts. One of the steals we ever seen.
Yeah.
We were, as Ravens fan, we were pissed that y'all drafted George Pickens. The talent has always been there. I just don't think y'all did him. I think y'all did George a disservice. I mean, y'all knew what his attitude was, but y'all coddled him. We talked about it. I listened to a lot of Pittsburgh radio. Tomlin let it slide until it got blown out. It just was crazy. Like he was late to Christmas game. That was the end of it. That was the end. That was when it was the writing was on the wall. But all that, beforehand, they let him get away with it. They let him do
an in-game suspension.
Yeah, maybe they wanted to say, and to that point, Skull, the in-game suspension, Tomlin came out and said it wasn't in-game suspension. It was just, that's the way we wanted to go with the snaps. It was a bunch. It wasn't. He never came out and said, George, until it got too bad, like, he did. That's when he started saying he got to go up. We got to make some changes. But it was too late. And then once he traded DK, the writing was kind of on. It was definitely water. But I don't know. I mean. I don't agree with the trade. That's good. That right. That's how I feel.
I look at it similarly but differently. Similarly because I do think the Steelers did him a disservice. And I do think knowing his background, they should have approached it differently. So knowing his background, you should have never had him around mid quarterback play. Because mid quarterback play and his attitude, that was always going to be a recipe for disaster. You can't put somebody like him who's going to demand the ball, who's going to be able to he's not a separation artist. So he needs the quarterback to put it in his radius and be able to give him a chance. And far too many times he wasn't given a chance to make the plays he felt like he could make. So you bring that type of guy in who holds himself to that type of standard and is going to crash out if he doesn't meet that standard. You match that up with Kenny Pickett. You saw Kenny Pickett's hand size. You saw it.
Yeah. It was putting the acid pill in the
Mason Rudolph.
It was bound.
I'm not blocking.
Shout out to Mason.
But to that point, you could tell when George was getting the ball. You can look at his routes. You could tell. Oh,
you can look at the blocking. You can look at the run game.
All right, like I'm involved in this game.
It's like a center. It's like a center. It's like an old school center.
I'm getting 6 rebounds to start this game, and y'all not giving me the rock. All right, cool. I'm chilling.
Mm-hmm.
And to somebody with that attitude, you can look and say, I get it, because I get it. I got Deontay at a certain point in time. Like, yo,
if you're not gonna go all out and get a quarterback, then don't bring in the George Pickens. Is my point.
Yeah. How many slants you want me to run?
I think Mike Tomlin lost his fastball a little bit. Mike Tomlin lost his fastball a little bit with dealing with quote unquote attitude issues.
And George ain't help us out, like I said, and that was my next point. George ain't help himself out at all. Like you can't be pulling face masks and show. You can't you already know what type of oral, what type of thing you bring in, how they look at you. You got to be an adult. Because at the end of the day, like you said earlier, Nick, at the end of the day, the money is the goal. The money is the mission. The money is the motive. And now you done hurt yourself. Granted, he's gonna get a second contract. Right, he's
Dallas
pay him. Exactly. He's gonna get a second contract. He's
got to be on
talented.
his best behavior though.
Yeah, he's definitely. But
right.
I mean, if
you
you don't want to be
in Dallas either.
Yeah, so
it's one of the ones down there. So
yeah, I mean, because George definitely know. But you see games like that when y'all played in Cincinnati last year, and that was peak George. Like he was at his best. Like he was unstoppable. But at the same time, he was getting 15 yards, almost got kicked out the game. Like that was peak George. And
from week to week, you could see it. All right, we get a 58-yard pass to him, and he's shooting people in the air. Now the play
you can't be late on Christmas Day.
Can't be late on Christmas, dog.
You can't be late. You get paid entirely too much money to be late to work.
Listen. I agree, and a lot of his things when you come in with the reputation, it's just you got to shake the reputation.
You got to shake the stigma,
so you can get the second contract. Again, lie. It just comes down to fake it until you get that contract, and then show all the red flags that you want. I already got the money.
You get that 45 a year, and then
I mean, the blueprint. AB showed you the blueprint. Like AB showed you. You should
have followed after the deal.
You should have followed. It was right there. It was.
Unless
you happened in the same city.
Exactly. Unless you was a fan of Pittsburgh, you had no idea that Antonio Brown.
He got to the Raiders and started acting a fool.
Yeah. It was too late by then. He was
already gave him that money. He got traded
and released. He
started acting a fool. But listen. But George,
Tyreek Hill, same thing. Like, act like crazy once you get paid.
As far as George though, like on the field though, like I get why he was upset because he would catch those 58-yard bombs and probably wouldn't get another target the rest of the half. You know what I mean? It'd be one of those situations where I know I can do more. I want to showcase. I'm watching Justin Jefferson. I'm watching my peers do all these amazing things, and I'm stuck with these bum quarterbacks and Najee Harris trying to get 2-3 yards a carry. It's getting crazy out here. I get it, but But you got to be mature because in that situation, you had the avenue to be wide receiver 1 and be the guy that they paid. All you had to do is block and show some enthusiasm in the run game. You can't take plays off in a city like Pittsburgh that values running.
To the mid quarterback play though, we've seen wide receivers have Hall of Fame careers with mid quarterbacks. You just got to show
Hopkins,
D Hop, Andre Johnson, just to name a few. Deontay Johnson had one of his best years with Duck, right? Like I've seen it personally. Do I want that? No, I want a good quarterback matched up with a good wide receiver, just like that wide receiver wants a good quarterback. But you got to do yourself some favors. I think the trade. Look, we got a 3rd round for George. Nobody was offering more than a 4th, so we ended up getting a 3rd. I mean, and for George, you get to an offense, you're gonna get the ball in Dallas.
Yeah, I think both teams. I think everybody made up. It's not going. I mean, as far as the 3rd round pick, it's not going to help y'all. I mean, right now, we all know that because unless y'all get another receiving a quarterback.
Now here's the thing.
This is a dud season for y'all. Like this is going to be a dud season. Like Mason throwing, huh?
A dud is 9 wins. We can
but I think
y'all not getting that.
But if we go, but we look at
actually no. Let me not talk. Y'all.
I think your sentiment a little bit different if we get to training camp and Mason is your quarterback. I think
if we don't get ayahuasca, man.
You ain't gonna be. Yeah, and I agree. But like I said,
I've seen Kenny and Mitch combined for 10. So,
but
I've seen the worst.
Sco, if you ayahuasca, man, what's the draw to even come to the Steel City at this point? Like to throw the
one of my
DK
who's to say that he wasn't
the ball off to Jalen Moore? Or is it draw to have Alan Lazard as the 2 now, and that's who he wants as his 2 over Pickens because that's not an upgrade.
Or
Lazard don't scare me in the North.
or you make a trade like with those draft picks that we have. It's a bunch of draft picks. The market is already out there.
I mean, who you want?
They was talking about Romeo Doubs.
Romeo Doubs.
Yeah, I seen Romeo Doubs. Yeah.
Detroit, the Travion Wicks.
I mean, y'all go ahead. I mean, y'all. But
you can get creative. But you want Omar's point and this is to Omar. I don't want to hear that you're satisfied with the wide receiver room because you said that last year and that was clearly a lie. Now you're saying that this year. That could be not to seem desperate. Right, so don't nobody try to crack you over the head knowing that you're desperate for wide receivers. So it could be just smoke and mirrors. But it's teams out there with crowded wide receiver rooms that if you want to make a move, you could. Hey, Tampa, they just drafted Emeka, and you got Jalen McMillan, who might be wide receiver 4. You could get creative if you want to. Now, if you don't want to, and you think Roman Wilson is the guy to be your X,
he never played him down.
He never played the X. He's a slot. So now you just pissing on me and telling me that it's raining.
Yeah, he's not.
And I'm not going to be down for that.
I think. Well, I actually read a couple things. I don't know how true it is. It was, rumors or whatnot, but they were saying that Tomlin and Aaron were kind of aligned in their thinking related to George.
If it's a handshake deal, you run that past Aaron.
Yeah, no, listen, and you got to also consider, Aaron has already thrown to DK, and anytime he's talked about the Steelers publicly, he's talked about DK, he's talked about Coach T, he's talked about Arthur Smith, never brought up George Pickens. So it might be one of those situations where he says, I don't feel like dealing with somebody like that because I dealt with something similar, not similar, but I had my little issues with Garrett Wilson last year. Maybe I don't really want to deal with that type of receiver because Aaron Rodgers is going to coach you. He steps in and he demands a certain type of respect because of the 4 MVPs. So if you got him sitting there not blocking or taking plays off or throwing his helmet, I don't know how that was going to work.
And Aaron has an approach that isn't really conducive to how George Pickens' temperament is.
No, yeah.
Like Aaron don't pull punches. He gonna tell you what it is in whatever mood that he is that day. And hey, you gotta take it.
And he's gonna get in it. He's gonna go to the open receiver. Like most likely the open receiver is gonna be DK Metcalf. So George is gonna be crying about that. I just don't like the narrative that people say he's going to go to Dallas and fail. He's going to have a very good season.
He's turned Dallas.
He's going to have a great year in Dallas. Like people understand.
George ain't upset. I'll tell you one thing. George ain't upset.
And when I say
to Dallas,
no, that's perfect. And he's from the South.
Dak going to throw for 300 plus a game. Like he's going to do LeBron stats. He's going to stack at the end in the fourth quarter.
All day, baby.
I'm happy. He's
and
in the
touchdowns
NFC.
On Sunday.
I'm happy he's in the NFC because now I can really say, yo, I wish you the best. Like if he went to an AFC team, damn, dog. But he's in the NFC East, yo, dog. I really hope he turn up and get paid. George is talented.
When I look at the years like Brandon Cookston had backing up behind CD, it was somebody else had another big year. Amari Cooper, Gallup, he's gonna have a field day down there.
Yeah,
he's gonna have a field day down there.
Yeah, for real. So, hey,
I just hope y'all got a plan. This will be 2 years in a row y'all traded y'all number one receiver.
And Jerry knows how to deal with crazies. Because Jerry, we all the same.
Yeah, he is
crazy.
He welcomes that. So.
Michael Irvin, Terrell Owens. I mean, this ain't
my only. It made sense because I was like, if you
it's good for
knew
TV.
if you knew you wanted to get rid of George, why not do a draft day? But if nobody wanted him for more than a fifth, then I get it. Now my thing is, and the Jack Sawyer pick, that's a death move. But why not draft a wide receiver if you knew you was gonna, trade George? But so it's all good. Now moving on to y'all.
Jackson ain't nothing but Rudy.
Yo, that leads to the narrative. Y'all don't like nobody that we pick, and it's fine because you can say that because
I like George Pickens.
No, you didn't. No,
I did like the pick.
Man, y'all was over. Yo, he might get arrested and all this other shit. Like we
ain't say that. We don't speak like that on this show. We ain't say that.
Nah, that was.
We don't speak like that about
months ago. We was mad because we didn't pick him.
Yeah, we was mad. We ain't get him. We don't speak like that.
We got one foot. We got one leg, and we had Ravens fans arguing with us about one leg, and they ain't talking no more.
But it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense to me. But we can transition to y'all.
You know what didn't make sense to me either, Sco? I mean, as we transition to us, but. Why they thought they was gonna get Rashad Bateman from us, like especially Dallas? At the value. Yeah, Dallas. I mean, look at the value we got him at right now. That contract, we not letting that go.
Not $15 million, no.
He signed for 2 years, 12.8. That's you getting good value for Bateman right now. You're not gonna trade him, not for no 3rd, 4th round pick.
And he played better towards the end of the season. Excuse me.
He had a good season.
If he stopped painting his nails, just stay healthy. But I'm not giving Bateman no motherfucking credit. He's too inconsistent. I'm not giving none of them no credit.
I mean, 45 catches.
45 ain't enough.
Like, what you talking about? Like, I'm
not. He had a good. He was all right. It was cool.
It was a decent year.
No, Nick, no,
not for a 1st round pick. Nah.
But yeah,
he's trash.
No, he had a good year. He had a good year considering all. He had a good year.
Considering everything, considering his career, 756.
And how much we run the pill. He had a good year.
The boy still dropped big passes. Like he's still dropping big. I mean, all right. I like I said, if we want to say he had a DCA, fine, but I ain't giving him no credit. I'm not giving him.
So you would have been fine with the Ravens trading him.
Yes, I don't care. I don't give a damn about Bateman. Like that's not.
I just think you got good value for it. It's not like you paying him the house
lose
right
with
now.
him.
You paying him $4 or $5 million a year. That's the value you.
We ain't winning with him.
They don't love you, Bate. They don't love you, dog.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, the only reason you don't trade him is because of the value, not nothing else. Not his production, not what he's doing, value. Not nothing else.
But he's paid.
Yeah, 9 touchdowns and he get paid $5 million a year. Like,
I hear you on that, and that's facts, and it's good value. But I think good value would be all right. He's getting paid that, but he's like leading the league or top 10 in something like 45 catches, 700 yards. I mean, that's pretty much what he's getting paid is what he deserves.
Brother, we watched the Cleveland game. Like, you can't not say that. You cannot want that on your team, dog. Like, this guy's falling down his knees at the 50-yard line. Like, I can't do that. I can't do that.
The sun in his eyes.
Because my thing is, I think that's.
I just think the question is, what would you have replaced him with? Then we in a position with no two.
Yeah, I mean the value. I mean, I definitely
got Tez Walker. What are you talking about?
No, we good. I mean,
definitely for the value.
Shout out to Tez.
This is the best wide receiver group y'all ever had.
No, you can't move them because of the value, definitely. But if they were to move them, nobody's crying over spilled milk. Like,
that's crazy.
I wouldn't have cried about it.
If they offered us a 2nd or a 3rd round pick, we would have been upset about it.
Oh no, second. If we got a third, hell no. If we got a 3rd round, if we got a 3rd, but even if you got a 3rd round pick for George Pickens, I mean for Bateman,
that's a robbery.
You probably need to run it up the organization.
It would depend on what we got. We ain't gonna give him away. So I agree.
Man, if y'all got a 2nd round pick for Bateman, you pack his bags.
You would give up a 2nd round pick for Bateman.
Oh, a 2nd round pick for Bateman, you can go.
early third. I mean, if depending on where that third fall at, you might have to go
would definitely do it.
Because you can go replace that, like y'all just said, that 9.
I've seen enough of Rashad Bateman. I know what he is.
I got Isaiah Likely. I know we can get some red zone looks. I ain't tripping about 9 touchdowns. No disrespect to Bateman and his contributions, and maybe we're on an upward trajectory. Maybe it's out of here next year.
The corner.
And people forget we ain't have our number one receiver in the playoffs, man. Like
that's what I really like.
It's gonna get a little differently when Zay's back and healthy. Like he's one of the guys. Like he not say he's not Justin Jefferson, but he's one of the guys. Like Zay Flowers is somebody.
I've seen him take over games. I've seen Zay take over games.
I'm not worried. Like I said, but him and
I got my faith in him.
I got my faith in Isaiah Likely. That's why I got all my faith in.
I ain't got my faith in Zay.
Oh yeah. I never mind. You're right.
Boy fumbled at the goal line, man.
All right, get him all that. Enough of that. Y'all faith in the massage table. The hell?
We don't care. We wanted them out of here, Scope.
Yeah.
Because I'm about the nasty man. You want nut on tables? Get out of here. Like,
because we knew,
energy, baby.
We knew when that report came out, it was just a matter of time. I was shocked that the reason why I don't like Ravens fans outside of y'all, the other Ravens fans that I don't like, was like, yo, why y'all shocked? Y'all didn't know that was gonna happen? What you mean? You wish it would have been a different way?
And the way the Ravens spent,
you can't do that.
Come on, man.
You better be happy hand in jail.
I don't like the way the Ravens spent.
Somebody like me would have got a charge.
And that's my whole thing. My whole thing about it is like, okay,
football reason.
You can say
I mean, they ain't say that about Ray Rice.
Yeah, he sucked last year, so that's fine. Y'all can go on that narrative, but you can go on that narrative. But it's like all right, one report, you can, all right, cool, we can defend you. If 8 people come out and saying you did the same thing, get your ass out of town.
No.
Like you gotta go. People. Yeah,
it's different establishments.
So Ray Rice sued the Ravens and tried to get his signing bonus back. So I don't think this was about the surface level. This was about avoiding further litigation. Justin Tucker has not been charged with a crime. So us getting out in front of it and lying, again, another example of you have to lie. When you lie and say it's a football reason, they can't come back and say, we're suing for this amount of money because we were wrongfully terminated. No, y'all weren't wrongfully terminated. It was football, baby. You sucked last year.
And they had, you know what?
They seen Luke come and kick on that mini camp last weekend and said,
yeah, and that's funny too, because homeboy kicked that 75
football reasons.
We good.
Football reasons. But we know what the real reason is. We know what the real reason is.
But the Ravens had a chance for Ray Rice because he averaged 3.2 yards a carry the year before. Like they had, I guess they learned from that.
That's what I'm saying. They got sued and they learned from it.
Yeah, I got to tell everybody. Justin Tucker went 33 last year, and
he's still
he will be on this roster this year. People gotta understand. Like it had a lot to do with football, but guess what? It's probably like 10% of what it had to do. Like 90% of it is because he's a nasty man.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The words in this situation don't matter because the action spoke the loudest. The action was this nigga got to go. We don't care if he's a Ring of Honor, long time, Rural Farms, chicken eating, craving commercial, opera singer. We don't care about none of that. This nasty.
That was nasty.
I actually prefer that they protected the organization by not allowing him to sit there and say, because he's already said, I vehemently deny these allegations and they're categorically false. Like he's already trying to paint that victim card. So,
8 different.
It might have been Keys I was talking to, but was in Austin in the South. Like you might could get away with doing that down in the South.
Yeah,
you come up to the East Coast and you try that in Baltimore. You want to leave a little jizz on the table. Like the East Coast, they're not going for that up here. Like that's not how we roll. And they called him out on it. He thought he probably could do it. He was probably bigger than life down there.
It was crazy. Exactly. And I got to we did talk about that.
He went right down the street and tried again.
He tried again.
He was beating all over Maryland.
Like he did it as a rookie.
Envy ain't gonna let you do that,
This ain't the first time he did that in Owens Mills. He was doing this in Austin.
Yeah, he had to. And
just getting away with it. It's the South. You can get away with a lot in the South.
No wonder he was kicking them long field.
They kissed their cousins.
He was getting them out, wasn't he?
Started doing it. You just don't start doing that your rookie year. You was doing that in college. Like you just don't.
Nobody come in the league and say, especially a kicker that's making probably less than $1 million, and that come in the league and say, yeah, let me just pause, yo. Please edit that out. Please edit that. Whoa.
Who said it? It was me.
He didn't say it. His action.
Whoa.
Huh?
Yeah,
You
nah.
saw you missed what Dick was doing. Like,
Oh, I didn't see it.
Since you like going back and looking over old podcasts, watch this one.
I was going to opera.
So that one wasn't for me though. It was nothing.
No.
The viewers going to have a visual representation with Justin Tucker on that.
Yeah.
But nah, man, he had to go.
He had to
go. Football ain't help. But it was time. And like I said, we always talk about this, especially Nitty, about sometimes it's time to move on. Like, just because somebody's a superstar, just because they went to Mark Andrews, it's time to move on. Like, you got to go. You got to get rid of them.
Random. I'm all go trade that car, but for the engine blow, like you gotta know when to fold.
Yeah, you got Kelly Blue Book. You got that's yeah. You gotta know your value.
What's your Carfax? Like,
Justin Tucker's not pretty good.
His Carfax ain't
limit.
Yeah,
your Carfax ain't freak.
His engine light is on. That's crazy.
But my question is, does he play another down in NFL? Do y'all think he'd play another down in NFL?
This is a Brandon Mac. What's his last name? McManus. He had some allegations, and he was out of the league. No, the kicker, the field goal kicker. He was out of the league.
The punter was a reason.
A little while.
Yeah, I'm saying the punter for
a razor was cleared though.
He was cleared. Yeah, he was cleared.
McManus. There was a lot of allegations on his head, similar to Justin Tucker. Not this many though, but enough to where teams weren't touching him. But a team in the Packers were very, very desperate. They couldn't kick work to save their lives. They brought him in. He was successful, and they gave him an extension. So I wouldn't say never, but it'd have to be right situation, right context, and he'd have to come in and actually be the Justin Tucker of old. And if he's not coming on tables, I don't know if he's the same Tucker.
And maybe that's why he was missing last year. You're a little backed up.
NBA playoffs. Yeah, it's enough jizz on the tank.
He didn't get that release.
Whoa.
Say that, y'all.
Join me in an appropriate behavior.
No.
Pause, sir.
No. I got the best kicker in the league now. I'm chilling.
Come on with that loser talk, man. Like nobody care about nobody. That's like
y'all need the field goals, go.
No damn best
we
kicker.
Scoring
you
7.
Being the best kicker. What about the rest of your team?
Y'all had no choice to score 7. The motherfucker kept missing.
I was ready for Justin.
You had to go 4th and 12 because he was going to miss.
It's like you didn't want the nasty allegations to come out, but we've been saying this for 2 years. Like we wanted him to go on 2 years ago when he started missing no damn. We wanted him to go on after the first Buffalo.
Reason is a reason.
Playoff game.
Yeah.
NBA playoffs. All right, let's clean this show up a little bit. Let's start with them bum ass Celtics, man. Let's get them out the way. Celtics are down 2-0 to New York.
Yes, Celtics.
For show purposes. You know what? Out of all the teams I root for, they cause me the less stress.
Tatum don't stress you out.
No, hell no.
He's stressful, Scott. Stop.
Now, for betting purposes, yes. Because like, yo, dog, score 20 points. LMA, what are you doing? LMA, what are you doing? Maybe he needs a little Justin Tucker.
Taking his knees. That's what she's doing.
He said she'll make his plate and everything, man. He living too good right now. He
making songs about him and shit. I'm like, oh, they in love. And damn, look at him. He over playing like he in love. Like, fuck.
Need that
shit crazy. Yeah, this is crazy. But I mean, you can see it in the Orlando series. They've been crying all.
They're vulnerable.
I told you. What I've been saying, Keith, with Jalen Brown come out, they didn't control the environment. Why the hell you saying that in the playoffs?
Why'd you cut your hair and you don't got a left hand? You made all the changes except for the one that you really
except
need.
For the one that you got.
Yeah, that's so funny because everybody keeps saying this guy. Though, how you in NBA with no left hand? He does not go left.
Here's the thing, though. You got to be Clyde Drexler. Like Clyde Drexler didn't have a left, but you couldn't stop Clyde Drexler's right. They are making Jaylen Brown use his left. So, dog, either make the right to the point where it's just unstoppable, or get a left hand. You got $300 million. I guess it's too late now. You niggas have paid me already.
They got to stop shooting threes,
baby.
They live and die by the three.
Yeah, 100 threes in 2 games is outrageous. Like, I mean, yeah, I guess today is making them it wouldn't matter. But if once you 25 for 100,
Yeah.
It's a make or miss league.
Yeah, or you 15 and 60 the first. I mean, you got to stop shooting them. So you got to stop shooting at that volume. Because you can get to the hole against the Knicks. They ain't the best interior defensive team. They gonna muck it up. They gonna foul you, but you can get to the hole against them. I think I don't know. Like I said, if they had one game too, I would say the Celtics would be fine. They was up 20 both games. I don't know if they're gonna be fine. The Knicks are a gritty, tough team, and the Celtics got to show me something at 3:30, or they gonna be going quick.
I think the Celtics win game 3, but I think really the Knicks only have to split at home to feel good.
Exactly.
So the pressure's really on Boston to win 2 straight to get back to home with the even series. Kristaps having this prolonged internal illness that nobody knows what the case is. That's concerning. People have talked about Magic Johnson. I think that's taking it a little too far.
Yo, that is crazy.
It's taking it far, but it's fun. Hey,
you got mono, don't you?
I don't know. I don't want to get close.
I was joking. I was joking when I said that. I thought that was real. No, I was just saying he got that. I mean, something wrong with him.
There's a little splendor in the shoulders. I said, yo,
he's sick. He's sick, and he's playing like he's.
You got a house in Virginia.
He's sick.
So I don't know what's going on with them, but the Knicks are good enough and have the defensive wings available and the bigs available to continue to throw. They just got to stay healthy. With Tibbs ball. The 40+ minutes a game, you just got to hope attrition doesn't hit the Knicks and change the series in that way where somebody, blows a hamstring or a calf because they've been overused. If they can stay healthy, it's a lot of pressure on Boston right now.
The Knicks only need how the team built. They only need one other person to go. They need Jalen Brunson to go off and just one other player. Like it could be OG and Brunson, it could be McCall and Brunson, Cat and Brunson, and they're gonna have a good chance to win. Because Josh Hart gonna do what he's gonna do. It's looking like Joe Mazzulla is getting kind of out coached a little bit with that whole fouling Mitchell Robinson thing. Like you can't foul him if you're not in the penalties. Like don't foul him to bring your team into the penalty. It makes sense to keep on fouling them. They fouled him and they wasn't in the penalty yet, so they kept on play. Fouled him again. Now they in the penalty. And Tibbs subbed him out the game because the next foul, now they're shooting free throws. He's doing himself a disservice by getting little things like that. He's getting out coached, and it's taking effect late in the games when you putting your team in the penalty with 6 minutes left because you just fouled them just because. You got to do something offensively to beat them with Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson plus minus numbers, it's like plus 20 something.
Ain't that good?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you got to do something to combat that. You got to be able to, instead of just fouling them, do some type of strategy to go at that. He shouldn't be plus 20 something,
go at him.
Yeah, and
your point.
And to the KP, it's probably the KP being injured, being sick, that's why. But you got to do something. You got to get them downhill. You got to get Jason Tatum downhill. You got to get Jaylen Brown downhill. Dark White just popping up for threes. They're going to lose if they keep shooting 40, 50 threes a game. You're not going, especially in New York. Like that crowd is going to be crazy today. Like
And listen, they won a championship shooting the threes, so I feel them. But you gotta be versatile. Like if they're not falling, you gotta be able to pivot.
Yeah, you gotta have a plan B. And you got 2 guys that can effectively score on the plan B. Just gotta do it. Tell them, yo, drive the ball
they don't want the contact that comes with that.
That's true.
No, they want to pull up jump. They so soft. I never seen a team that talks so much that's so soft. Like they talk in the media like they so much bullies. Like you said, he said it against the Magic, like they didn't control the environment. Okay, you're crying, and then Tatum comes out but after game 1 and said we might as well just be playing without refs. Like, why are you saying stuff?
It's the playoffs, Jason.
Exactly.
Playoffs. This is what it is.
This is the same team that folded against Golden State though. Like they soft at their core. They just ain't get pressed last year. They soft at their core.
2 years, damn dog.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, you just like you blowing 20 game leads at home. It's something more than basketball. Like you getting pushed around now. You getting pushed around.
And the report saying that it's big changes that's happening in the offseason in Boston.
I saw that report too.
So their cap. This is if they lose.
This is it. This is it.
It's their last run.
Drew Holiday gone, KP gone. Yeah. Like they about to blow that whole team up. But with you having championship pedigree, you gotta be able to play above that. That's got to be the reason why you go out and win this champampionship because
this star player has to play like a goddamn.
But he
star.
has, yeah.
And if he's not going to play like a star, if he's going to keep fading and taking threes, or I get what I tell you. Tatum is a great player. I think Tatum is a great player, but I've never seen a superstar player like him more than him. He just take advantage of mismatches. Tatum don't beat people his size. He's not going to drop past OG. He's not going to back down to OG. He's going to get the switch. They're going to switch him. He's going to be in a smaller Mikal Bridges. They're going to switch him, and he's going to be backing down Jalen Brunson. And that's the name of the game, taking advantage of mismatches. That's in every sport you ever watch. You got to take advantage of mismatches. But he needs to be able to beat solely. Yeah, exactly. He got to be able to beat people they just put in front of him. I haven't seen that in his career where his primary defender, Tatum, is not beating his primary defender. Boston,
not lately.
But that's what they do. They get him on, they switch him, they get Brunson on him, and he just back him down, shoot over the top of him, or they screen him, and the screen to go under the screen, so he's wide open. He's not just beating people one on one.
It's gotta be a mentality too, because he was a tougher player when Ime was there.
Yeah,
he was a tougher player when Ime was there. So
I'm interested to see if they're gonna come out and just attack the hole today, or they're gonna start shooting threes today. Because if they get down,
I can't let that.
What I say?
You keep attacking the hole. You gotta stop.
Oh man, come on, man.
It's the second time you said it. First time was basketball reasons, but it's like, all right, find another way to say it.
That could be talking about that's neutral though, because then it don't gotta be, that's
you're not talking. Yeah. We're not talking about
yeah. I get it though. I get why you played the noise there.
Yeah. Cavs, Pacers. Cavs get one on the road, so no team has won a home game. It's 2-1.
I think that's going 7 Cavs. But at the same token, the Pacers are very capable of beating the Cavs. You saw, and the Pacers are very opportunistic. They were opportunistic last year. They were opportunistic this year. And I talked about Carlisle. Like, he's a playoff wizard. Like, people never gave that Dallas team a shot. And he was the only one that had belief in that team, and they were able to make a run. And with this Indiana team, nobody believes in this Indiana team. We didn't last year, we didn't this year, but somehow, some way, they keep putting themselves in position. So, we'll see if Cleveland can keep it going. It seems like they regulated a little bit. Obviously, they had some injury issues or whatnot, but it's a 1-game series for them. They just got to get this game in Indiana and go back to Cleveland with the series tied and go from there.
To your point earlier, well, to your both 2 points you made. That's all you do is they took 2 in Cleveland. So that's all you do is got, like you said, that's why they got split now. They happy. They be cool with the game 3. They win game 4, you fine. You're gonna win the series pretty much. Like you up 3-1. So like you said, it's definitely but to the Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell. You see Donovan Mitchell, his 3 not falling. But what he's doing, he's still averaging 40. He's going to the rack. He's getting fouled. And that's the level of, I think that's a different level of play, right? Donovan Mitchell, he's been aggressive. He's going to the hole. And then once you start doing that, then your 3-point shot start falling. And that's what's happening. Donovan Mitchell probably been like the best player in the playoffs, besides Jokic, of course. Like he's been the best player in the playoffs. Like he's showing that he's worth every dollar. And if Cleveland don't win, if they lose this series, Donovan Mitchell out of there. He needs to be in a bigger market.
He needs to be in with the Lakers or something.
He's that superstar talented where I always, Donovan Mitchell always be like, yeah, is he? But he's showing.
I gotta trade him. I gotta trade in my brain right now.
Just don't trust him on your parlay. Don't trust him.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yo,
when you need that nigga to get 20, yo, he gonna get 14.
He don't get 20, right? But when you don't put him on your ticket, now he averages
this nigga just scored 70.
Yeah, that's type player he is, yo.
Yeah.
But his mindset, his mindset right now, I think his mindset is different than it has been in previous years. But he just
I want to see desperate Jason Tatum, just like I saw a desperate Donovan Mitchell.
You want to see it at 3:30? I hope.
We better.
We're gonna see it. We're gonna see a desperate Jaylen Brown. I think that's what we're gonna see. I don't know if we're gonna see a desperate Jason Tatum. I think Jaylen Brown is that best player. I'm on record to saying that, but we good. That's
Tatum, the most disrespected superstar ever. They be saying
you can't be the best player. You're not the Finals MVP. I mean, we're gonna take away the Andre Iguodala MVP.
He could have got that, but
who cares about that? That one don't count. Like we all know Steph was the best player.
What Jaylen Brown averaged 19 points and got that. All right, what are we doing?
I don't know, Sco. I don't know. I don't know. It's like maybe he got cheated out. Who knows?
He could have got.
I'm definitely trolling, but I just think he need to be aggressive, man.
He does have to play more aggressive.
He got the Eastern Conference Finals MVP too, didn't he? Or was that Tatum?
Nah, I think
Oh, the Larry Bird trophy.
I think Jaylen Brown got that too.
I think Jaylen Brown was clean sweep last year.
Yeah.
Might have. I don't know.
I don't think Tatum won that one. Let me check.
I think Tatum got the one against.
Yeah, it was Jaylen Brown.
I think Tatum got the one in 2020.
Not the guy, man. He's not the guy. But we're gonna see it 330. We're gonna see it 330.
I don't know. I didn't see Tatum drop.
I'm not letting another. Well,
but yeah,
if we win,
Tatum
whatever.
won it in 2022.
We got swap. You got Eastern Conference. I'm getting finals, nigga.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like I can't get the ring. I got LMA, and then I go to the Olympics, and then they treated me like a whore. Like, like did I really?
He on a Superman commercial now.
Who?
Yeah, that was horrible timing. That was hard. He pulled out the. I'm like, you
really,
nah, bro. Like y'all.
I didn't see the commercial.
They had to postpone that ad, bro.
Yeah, y'all gotta shelf that commercial until I drop 40 or something. Like, just chill. Yeah, I got you.
And I think my fault. Bless. I think he's gonna be in a bad position also because if he go off the and they still lose, it's gonna be the same narrative. Even if he scored 40 with an L, we needed it before now. You came too late.
Too late.
No Diddy. No Diddy. I caught myself. No, I caught myself.
It's getting crazy.
It's too early.
It's been too well. We've been here for too long, man. That's all it is.
Yo, the Thunder lost. The Thunder lost to the Nuggets. That's a 2-1 series
they
lead.
Joking them got him on the ropes.
Man, listen, if the people keep playing around, the Nuggets will be NBA Finals. That's what's going to end up happening. Mm-hmm. Like they can beat any of the teams left. They clearly can beat OKC. They a veteran team, and the other two, Minnesota or Golden State they're not scaring anybody.
I'll tell you what,
the Nuggets, you keep playing around, the Nuggets will be in the NBA Finals.
I don't know who whooped Aaron Gordon's ass, but they did something. Like
I think he playing for a higher power. Bro.
Yeah,
I think he playing for his
I saw the post.
That too. With the nephews, he's playing out of his mind right now, yo.
Just think he's bigger than basketball.
And quiet as kept, people forget he was an all-star in Orlando. Quiet as kept.
Mm-hmm. He's the reason why they won.
When he was brought in, there you go. When he was brought into Denver, they noticed the change in their team. They went from a team that would lose in the first, second round to a team that, we got we got mismatches on our side now. And Aaron Gordon is one of those mismatches. And learning how well he fit next to a Jokic. And then just letting that matriculate over years. Now they just playing seamless basketball.
Jokic be looking for him, which is great. Like Jokic be looking for him all the time.
Speaking of Aaron, he had the highest plus minus last night. Aaron Gordon at plus 15. But
he's stepping into those threes.
You look at the Nuggets starters; they had 4 starters with 20+ points last night. So
I didn't expect Brown to be good like this either. I didn't expect him to be a decent NBA player like this.
Jamal Murray, another one. When them playoff time comes,
when them lights turn on, man, he a gamer.
Salty LeBron fans will devalue him as if he's just a Lakers killer. Nah, he's been doing it in the finals, the playoffs, wherever you want it.
He's been doing this since Kentucky, yo.
Since the bubble, he's the only one since the bubble that's continued that output.
You got Porter with the 21 last night. Like Porter been cold. You get Porter with 21, they tough to beat.
And just like I said. Shy got to realize that it's not the regular season no more. He's not gonna get those calls that he's getting. And he struggled this whole playoffs because the whistle was not the same in the playoffs that is the regular season. And he's a great enough player to overcome it. He just got to adjust. It's his first playoff deep, that second round. You just got to adjust, man. And he's not adjusting right now. And he's not letting the game come to him like last night. Jalen Williams had it going, and Shy is still dominating the ball and shooting the ball. When once you get at his sprint, you're gonna realize, okay, I'm still the guy, but it's not my night, and I got somebody else going as
be the decoy that night
and pass the ball and set Jalen Williams up and let go. But he got to adjust.
What did Jokic do last night, Keith?
He started deferring. Is that a good point? He started deferring because he didn't have it going. He was
off early.
He was off last night, so he started deferring. Got Aaron Gordon going, got Michael Porter going, and then Jamal Murray took over late. So Shy, like I said, great player. Going to get everything he deserved, but he's struggling because the whistle's not the same. And last night is the night he should have been the front of Jalen Williams.
He's going to command that attention.
Shy took some shots down the stretch last night that he shouldn't have taken. He should have deferred, and that's pretty ultimately what lost him the game. Is his shot selection when he didn't have it going.
It's just one point that's random but related. We got to get rid of voter fatigue. I am always at the place of where we need to have a set list of criteria, have some bullet points, have some some criterias that people have to attain, and then let's keep these awards standardized, because there's too many people on ESPN, there's too many people in these
narratives
that already
it's all about y'all opinions and how you like a nigga. Like, I don't care how you like a person.
15 the best player.
Give me what I deserve, whether you like me or not, whether you want to give me my 4th MVP or not. Like, if I earned it, I earned it. And not saying Shaw didn't earn it. I'm just saying let's just keep it a little bit more standardized, because honestly, we know who the MVP is.
15 the best player in the
world.
When I
see 20, 16, and 6, like, and that's an off night.
That's the off night.
That's the off night. That's like, even the assists, like Joke normally 8 assists.
You get them numbers. If you get them numbers from Cat, dog.
Yeah, that's a worldly game, right? Well, that's a worldly game.
30, 10, and 10 as a center is crazy.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, like what I tell you, like I said,
consistently, like
he guys don't lie, yo. Big Joke the best player in the NBA.
If OKC don't wake up
in the world, he the best player in the world.
The Nuggets gonna be in the finals, because once they get to the Western Conference Finals, they've been there before. They're gonna beat whoever they playing.
Whether it's the Warriors or the Timberwolves.
They've been so OKC is gonna be the last chance, because they still young and they can get up and run. But Denver, they slowing that game down, and they showing that acumen, like they showing that veteran acumen that you're just not gonna be able to do what you want to do against them.
They've been winning in crunch time in the 4th quarter, and that's something that came up with OKC last year against Dallas. You know what I mean? They just faded when the moments were the biggest. But I will say, if you take away Aaron Gordon's game 1, like what was it? A 3-pointer, right? Yeah, 3-pointer, right? He's had so many moments. He had the dunk,
the layup, the layup. Dunk.
He's had so many clutch moments this offseason. I mean, this postseason. But if you take away that there, and you take away Chet not being able to make a free throw, they're up 2-1 right now.
Right.
So that's, if I'm the coach for OKC, if I'm Shea, this is what I'm telling my teammates. This is what I'm telling my players. Like, bro, we should really be up 2-1. Let's go here in Denver and get a win and go home, tie this thing up, and we have home field advantage again.
Two games at home to get to the Western Conference Finals. Yeah, it just. I mean, I agree. You got to be able to beat them, man. Like Jokic and them, I did not believe that they was going to be this type of team when the playoffs started. It just showed like they can win the NBA championship this year.
When you win a championship, you unlock that extra confidence, and it never leaves you. Like when you're known as a champ, that's why I want the Ravens to kind of break through so bad, and because I feel like Lamar, there's and Calvin Noah talked about it. There's an extra level that he hasn't attained, because he hasn't felt that feeling. Like Jalen Hurts, I'm interested to see what he does going forward from this Super Bowl. If he plays with a little bit more confidence, if he plays like I'm that guy, because if he plays like I'm that guy and he matches that with the natural talent, you see what championship confidence can do to any type of player. Look at Aaron Gordon before and after championship. Yeah. He's just moving different.
I wish the Celtics had that. Like, y'all got a ring.
That's how it's supposed to be, like that. Like step back threes.
You see anybody from Boston yelling at their team like Joker is on the bench?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like you don't got that in Boston. I don't feel like they got that accountability. Like they scared to step on toes in Boston. We can't upset Jason.
Different. Yeah.
He's gonna go tell his mom. Like,
they yelled at me.
That's how I feel.
Ella, write a song about
you saw his mom, right? She like.
We didn't even go to the Magic
locker room. She was trying to like go to the Magic locker room. Like,
mommy,
we get it. We get it. That's your baby, but
hey, mom, can I spend some money?
You're in the big leagues now, man.
He trying to be the face of the NBA. We can have mom's locker room be the face of the NBA. We don't see Anthony Edwards' mom nowhere. Like,
speaking of mothers, I need Jaden Daniels' mother to go sit down. I need Jaden Daniels' mother to go.
Jaden Daniels' mom, she need to come.
She need to go sit down for
a hobby. Does she need like a distraction?
Yeah, there you go. Very respectful.
You're pretty good. You're pretty good.
Very respectful.
Let that man live his life. But I feel him though, because it's a lot of traps out here. And these obviously these young men ain't the smartest.
I get Mama, but I mean, let the boy live.
Speaking of traps,
You
Anthony
can't,
Edwards
can't be on
said-
Collins in Miami with your
You
mother.
can't be on the Sprinter bus with us, Mama.
No,
Like,
no.
you pulling up on Collins with your mother.
Cam
Like,
Jordan and Trey Murphy's mom was not on that Sprinter bus.
Did you see Trey Murphy's bus?
That
Yeah,
bus
That's half the problem right there.
Yeah, a lot of milk.
That looked like an allegation. That looked like an allegation waiting to happen.
Yeah, too much
After
milk.
Shannon,
2%.
Shannon ain't no way I'm doing that.
He had 15 of
After
them.
Shannon.
And he came out last with a smile. I'm like, oh, he a freak.
Yeah, Cam Jordan.
What y'all doing in the back of that bus?
Dog.
Yeah.
If you're not, but the thing about it is, if you're not a nasty man, stuff like that is normal. Like, you know, like if you're not a nasty man, something like that's normal. I'm pretty sure Cam Jordan and Trey Murphy is not creeps. The women feel comfortable being around them. Like all the women on that, all the women on that bus came out smiling. All the women came with that bus smiling. It wasn't none of that.
That's a fact. Speaking of people who like to get trapped and then
Probably
run
put
away.
it on all their heads.
Oh God.
Yo, you are walking Denzel meme. Yo,
He was down under too long. I tell you.
he was in the volcanoes tripping. He was in the volcanoes tripping. What kind of moon rock over there? All right. Warriors, Timberwolves are tied 1-1. Steph Curry's hurt.
Yeah, man, it had to make us to be a great series, but without Steph, it's gonna be it's not. It's night.
There's one hope. There's one hope left, and
The
that
angry
hope
black
is
man?
Hall of Fame hat. He gonna have to answer somebody.
Angry black man.
He gonna have to answer somebody.
Not playoff Jimmy. He can't.
Playoff Jimmy ain't gonna be enough. Playoff Jimmy not gonna be enough. Like
Angry black man
They need
got
tag
show up.
teaming. The Angry black man and playoff Jimmy. So somebody gotta get hurt. Anthony Edwards gotta go.
Even they gotta be Harlem
And
Heat.
playoff Jimmy need to step up.
The Dudley boys, they gotta do something. They
Can
got 3D
we
somebody.
talk about that angry black man comment for a second, man?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, the basketball is. Yo, what's up with him?
Because I got because then I don't know if you heard Mike
Wilbon.
Wilbon. Mike Wilbon, like I feel him, like I've been the angry black man before, and I'm just like Mike Wilbon.
Really?
Shut the hell up.
I need to see Michael Wilbon put Tony Kornheiser in
Mike Wilbon with the Northwestern. But, nobody, he was never an angry black man.
He was never an angry black man.
You was the. I don't want to call
the
my
black man.
Exactly.
You was the token black man. You was the
I
angry
don't
one.
want to call Wilbon the token because I watched Partner Interruption as a kid.
No, Wilbon.
But dog, in the 70s at Northwestern,
He was not.
You
He was
fit
not an angry black. He's not an angry black.
you
man.
fit in the 70s.
I saw how he treated
Wilbon making at major papers his whole career. He's not the angry black man.
He a Northwestern.
You're not
I saw how he treated people that who try to be disruptors. I just put it like that.
Mhm.
He's a Northwesterner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was that?
you fit in, dog.
And Draymond had the audacity to even bring that comment up. I think that's just irresponsible.
My whole thing about what Draymond saying that I'm angry. You are. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you get like what are you talking about? Like you elbow somebody in the face. They called you technical foul. You called they called the technical foul, and then you made the right play. Go sit your ass down.
He stole a year of joy from my boy Jordan Poole.
A year? He's still recovering.
Well, it's
He
he
got
He ain't been
PTSD.
serious since.
but he
Did he step on Rudy head last year?
No, he choked him.
He choked him out.
He choked him. He stepped on Sabonis' head.
Sabonis head. That's what I did. Wait, what you talking about?
He punched Nurkic.
Yeah,
Like the plays you making are not basketball plays where you flailing your arms and elbowing people. Like those aren't basketball plays.
And why does
your star? Go ahead. No, I'm about to say your star player who's not playing got to comb you down the scoring table
every time?
That's because he ain't want to play no more. Everybody know when Steph go out, Draymond gonna find a way to get ejected. We've been saying that for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, he ain't want to play.
How is this guy a Hall of Famer? Like y'all try to give him leadership as a Hall of Fame trait, and how is this leadership?
Yeah, we based a segment of this show
on Draymond being a Hall of Fame.
On Draymond Green.
What guest was that? What guest was that we was talking to that he covered with that?
Was it Isaiah? Was it our first show or was it second or third? It was
Isaiah. That was the first one.
It wasn't Isaiah though. It was.
It was a basket. It might have been Ricky. I don't remember, but it was somebody.
It was a lot. A couple of them said he was because of what he brings to the table, and I'm trying to figure out. All right,
Man, we gotta stop. Listen, I want a criteria for MVP. I want a criteria for All NBA, and I want us to stop doing group awards or group assignment grades for Hall of Fame shit. So
basketball need to separate their college Hall of Fame from the NBA Hall of Fame. Like that Naismith being in basketball being all in one is kind of crazy. Is it?
And we got so many great college players that if we really want to go down that route, he wasn't even that great. Like,
so,
you know what I mean?
If Draymond got in, we know damn well it ain't from college or Olympic. It would be because you was Steph and Clay's teammate.
Honestly, I do think he's a very notorious role player. I do think if we talk about a Mount Rushmore of role players, you're gonna have to look at him, the Rob Ories, like anybody that just contributed to winning consistently. You got to give them their respect. So I do think Draymond deserves respect because his role is to muck it up. His role is to get in people's ear and have them flustered and have them think that crazy Draymond is behind them. So maybe I don't want to go as hard for this rebound because I know he's gonna hack me. You know what I mean? And he hacks so much that they won't call half the hacks. That's if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So that is things that help win games. I am with him on that.
Yeah, but Hall of Fame status.
Hall of Fame is crazy. And then 2, you gotta be able to control it. It gotta be controlled chaos. It can't just be chaos. Because you hurt people
wild like that.
And Dennis Rodman would lead the league in rebounds.
And rebounds every year. But Dennis, he irritated to a point where it benefited them. Draymond irritates where it's a hindrance to him. He getting kicked out and suspended.
If the Warriors get down 15 to 20 points in like the third quarter on
guard your head,
he's getting thrown out the game tonight.
Yeah, he's Andrew Bynum on J.J. Barea. Yo, I don't feel like playing. Bow.
But I had all that to say about Dillon Brooks after the last series.
What's stopping Draymond from going ODs because Minnesota got some, like they got Nas and they just ain't going to take
that's not scared of
him. They going to slap him on back. So I think that's what's holding back a little bit.
Yeah, that's a fact.
They got some YNs that.
If this was the Kings or something, he'd do it.
If this OKC, try to be out the game.
Oh my God!
If this was the Jazz, Rudy would have got choked again by now.
Yeah,
I can see him smacking chat or like doing something like that. Like the same thing he did with Say going in the first round. Like they don't got nobody that's going to talk back.
I stopped liking chat when they asked him what. I ain't stopped liking him. I still like him. But when they asked him what he wants for Thanksgiving or something like that, and he said, I want oxtails and some greens. Like, I know they say you got some flavor to you, but first of all, you
nobody oxtails.
Oxtails and greens? The mix-up don't even make sense.
Nah.
I
need some rice and
You want
peas.
to say cabbage or like...
Cabbage, rice, and peas. Yeah, I mean.
My man said oxtails.
He said some stuffing. I said oxtails and stuffing.
I ain't never even had oxtails for Thanksgiving.
Nah.
I'm like, you trying too hard, brother. And then you can't make a free throw? Like, nah.
Exactly.
So I agree. Any slander, I agree. So.
Yeah, I think Minnesota. Or if Steph is what they say, Steph no earlier than Game 6.
It's curtains though. He's not playing.
What Hall of Famer can't step up their scoring average when you need them? This nigga still scoring 6-7 points. Like, yo, Jimmy needs you right now.
Jimmy back in Miami
again.
Yeah, Jimmy is back in Miami.
Jimmy back in Miami again, looking at Bam like, yo, can I get some? And Draymond's worse than Bam. So, hey, anytime you got Brandon Podzinski.
They out here playing 13, 14 people, Sco.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah. Your playoff roster is supposed to
shrink. My man Steve Kerr said, I had to play the whole
Pat Spencer, the lacrosse player.
Host.
No Pat Spencer. No Pat Spencer.
You can't slander Pat Spencer. He from Baltimore.
He from here, man. He play that boys. He from here, man.
No, nigga, do I root for the Ravens? I don't care.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that on him.
All right,
Pat, man.
But when Steve Kerr says I have to play my whole roster.
What school Pat go? Hold on. What school did Pat go to?
He went to Boys Latin with my brother. They won a championship. So that's how I always knew Pat was tough. But I mean, he played lacrosse.
All right.
Yeah.
He ain't go to Woodlawn.
We got Pat ties. No, we watched Pat. We watched Pat in high school.
Yeah, we watched Pat in high school. That's why it was good to see him on the stage.
That's why we felt that way. Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't care. But we watched him.
That's why I asked. I knew the signs. Like, wait a minute, they know this nigga. They know this nigga.
Yeah, Pat cool people.
All right.
He can hoop.
You can't tell he from Baltimore when he hit by the first and when he hit by the Dillon Brooks or somebody in the first round. I said you can tell back from Baltimore. He got that hit, but got thrown out the game. He was only playing for like 3 minutes.
Hey, Could have been from Serbia. Could have been from Baltimore. I don't know.
That's a Baltimore shit. 3 minutes.
Yeah,
3 minutes of 3 minutes, and then a headbutt ejection.
Side note, though, I didn't realize you knew that Loyola University had. I mean, obviously he went there. He didn't play, but he was playing lacrosse. His brother played.
That's where I thought he went. That's where I thought the science was at.
No, well, his brother Cam went there, then went to Rutgers and UConn in the NBA. But I didn't know Santi Adama went there.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that. Yeah, I didn't realize he went to Loyola University. They didn't. They said
I thought he was one of y'all alumni or something. The way that y'all stopped me in my tracks, I was like, oh my bad.
We just watched him play in high school for like 2-3 years, and he was tough in high school. So
you better drop 40. They ain't gonna need it.
Yeah,
he ain't gonna drop no 40, but
you better drop somebody. You better go drop Anthony Edwards or something. They gonna need
it's a lot to ask without Wardell there.
And Steve Kerr, he's a, like a better term, is Steph Curry merchant. We all knew this, but when you say I have to play the entire roster because we have to figure out a way to play without Steph because so much is dependent on Steph, it's like you don't not. I get it. Like, all right, your best player goes down, a lot is going to change, and that's for any coach. I get it, but nigga, you don't know how to play without one person.
Well, that's because they don't really be developing nobody.
They don't develop nobody.
Kaminga should be able to step up now.
I'm looking at Kaminga at this point.
What is he now?
Yeah,
he be right. I mean, Kerr don't give him no minute.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He don't have no confidence.
Nah.
I mean, he'd rather play Gary Payton than anybody. Like that, muck it up. I don't know. Like, you know, man, if this was gonna piss me off about the
Gary
Wolves.
Payton was jacking threes.
If the Wolves don't come out, if the Wolves don't come out and dominate these next 3 games without Steph, I'm looking at them differently. Like they need to start playing better and win these games by 12 to 15 points.
Yo, Ant seemed to play better when Aisha get out there tripping. And she out there tripping, so he might turn up.
He ain't playing well. He ain't been playing well either. So I need them to turn it on. Like
he might turn up now because she out there asking for the whole kit and caboodle and child support. So
listen, Ant the only nigga I know that can be a deadbeat dad and score 1 point and a half and need oxygen in the first half and not get slandered. Right?
Yeah,
I
know niggas that average 30 and get slandered.
Like Ant don't get no slander. Ant definitely don't get no slander. But we gonna see if they don't close the series the right way and they let them get them to game 7 without Steph. He gonna get some slander.
That's a fact.
Could you imagine if Luka had to take a huff and a puff if he needed a oxygen drink?
Luka with an O2 mask on the sideline, boy.
Because if he don't get no slander from us, he gonna get it from Nitty Gritty.
Allegations. What?
Anthony Edwards will be slandered if they get them to game 6, game 7, and Steph don't play none of these games. He almost got slandered for not coming back in game 1, and Stephen played the whole second half. He almost got slandered for that.
Yo, on a funny note, did y'all see Draymond warming up and the Rudy Gobert?
Yeah, that shit was so funny. Like, he was banging them shit too. Like,
he hates him.
Backpack shot and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that's crazy, dog. I was like,
he hates him.
I was thinking in my head, like, yo, people that the NBA world is so funny because the person probably holding that probably getting paid $1 million just to put a jersey in the back.
Yeah, put this Gobert jersey on his stand there. Don't move.
Get my rebound.
Don't move.
I need to be ready for tonight.
That was funny. Yeah. What time that get? What game? 8? That game late, right?
8:30. Late game. All right, man. Let's go to the last commercial break. Nitty Gritty. Hey, yo, Nitty Gritty Sports Talk is now on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And while you at it, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Name the same across all platforms. Nitty Gritty Sports Talk. 3 Ravens and a Steeler. Now let's get back to the show. Good show, fellas. Good show.
Breaking news. I don't know if anybody cares, but Derek Carr is retiring, medically retiring because of his shoulder.
Damn.
Yo, so that means the Saints ain't do this. I mean, we all know.
Why the hell they didn't get shit?
That's what I'm about to say. They did
crazy.
this service. Even if they didn't take shit on the first round, they should have traded up and got him. Like that. That's bad for them.
Yeah.
We'll
traded up for a nigga that went in the 5th.
They took. Not trade up for Tyler. They took Tyler Shuck.
You're not trade up in the first round. At least trade up in the 3rd round or something. Maybe early 4th round.
I already told you, yo. They take it for the prodigal son, Archie.
But Arch not coming out next year. They said.
If New Orleans get the first pick, I guess you maybe got to decide before him. But if they get the first pick, he definitely coming out. That's where that's from. That's where it's from.
Tyler Shook not playing. Spencer Rattler get him 2 wins.
Spencer Rattler.
Yeah.
I mean, It's
I
only
was sure going to be week 1.
they got Jake Hayner on the roster.
Who?
Jake Hayner.
Yo, why would Kellen Moore take that job? Why would Kellen Moore take that job? Kellen Moore, you did not have to take that job, though. Like you literally
No
did.
way. I'm staying in Philly.
You could have went the route that what's the Lions coordinator who's
Ben Johnson.
Yeah. You could have went the Ben Johnson route.
Hell no.
I'll stay with the Eagles one more year and be an OC. And then I'll see what happens next year. But I'm not going to New Orleans.
That roster is so bad, they're not a quarterback away anyway.
Hell no.
Salary cap.
They need a good year or two of tanking.
Oh
yeah. Sean Payton ruined them. Sean Payton.
That's so bad for Kamara. They need to trade Kamara. Let him go play somewhere he can win.
Shit, he could be a Raven because him and
Olave.
Seriously.
Cam Jordan.
Come home.
In the past game. He don't
Cam
play in
said
the
the
past
crab
game.
cakes was good.
Huh?
Cam said the crab cakes was good when he came.
Yeah.
Cam who?
Jordan.
Cam Jordan. When the Saints came here a few years ago.
Man, that man came off a bus full of a bunch of white chicks. He don't know what crab cakes taste like. That's why he went to Jimmy's.
No
white crab cakes. Appreciate everybody that watches us on YouTube. Tell a friend to like, rate, and subscribe. We'll be back next week. Same place, same time. I will not be coming off a bus of white crab cakes. Y'all stay safe and be blessed.